Hi Pilgrims, this next video I'm putting up, would you believe I did this back in about 2007, 2008, that's when I filmed it, never ever put it up anywhere, and through a sort of a serendipitous type moment, I was having a chat with a friend of mine, Terry, and he happened to mention about using a proper webcam. And I thought, oh, I've got one somewhere. It was a JVC HD. And so I turned the house upside down and tried and find it. I found it. So I opened it up. Battery was flat, and obviously it hadn't been used in years. So I hunted high and low to try and find the charger. Found it. Great. Charged it up overnight. I could see all the films I had stored on the JVC, and I thought, oh great, I'll upload those to the laptop. Didn't have a patch feed, so I had to turn the house upside down again. Found a patch lead, or a lead that would do, and I got it uploaded to the laptop, and so happy days. So yeah, this next little video is about using a gold sluice. Well, just explaining the various types of gold sluices and various types of gold pans. So anyway, with that, I'll let you watch. It's not very long. I think the whole thing's about 6-7 minutes or so. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.
Hello there, all you gold gypsies out there. Today I want to talk about sluicing, and there are many types of sluices out on the market today. You got wooden ones, aluminium ones, plastic ones. I mean, obviously being plastic is much lighter and a lot easier to transport from your vehicle to your chosen sluicing spot. Now I use the La Trappe. I've modified the La Trappe somewhat, and I'll show you what I mean here. Now when you buy the La Trappe, there is, if we can see there's an end cut out there. Well, when you buy the La Trappe, that end is in place and you have to cut it off yourself. Now, I've also strengthened my La Trappe by putting an aluminium angle along 3 sides. So that'd be this side, and this side here, and riveted it in place. Also, I've got a couple of strengtheners across there. I've also put in a 6mm ribbed rubber mat to catch the fines, but also what I've got is a classifier. Now, a lot of people don't like classifying materials. It was just something that I started off doing 30 years ago, and it's just something that I've continued. But on the top of the La Trappe, I've just got this wire cage. It's a supermarket basket in essence, but got a perspex screen in there, and you can see the purpose of that in a moment. So that just sits on the top of the Trappe there like that. The idea of the perspex is so that when you shovel or pump your material into the cage on the top, I mean, obviously the smaller stuff would go through the classifier down onto your rib rubber mat, or down in the first 3 drops on the La Trappe. Now, without this perspex screen, what tends to happen is when you shovel your material into the cage, it goes right through at this side, and it does tend to dislodge any gold that you might have caught down in the upper reaches of the sluice box. So So by putting this screen up here, it slows down the rate of material dropping through, and also very good chance of catching that fine gold. But today we're going to go on to one of my favourite rivers. Well, I say river, it's just a wee stream in actual fact. Some of you may recognise it. That's if you frequent those parts. But we'll go and see what we can find. Now, the weather doesn't promise to be that good, but it is winter 2011, or 2010, 2011, and it's a case of just taking potluck, isn't it? Okay, we'll see you on the water. All you gold gypsies out there. Another fine day. Today, I just want to briefly talk about actual panning and the types of gold pans that there are. Everybody has their own particular favourite. Mine, I'll just put my tea down. Mine just happens to be a Garrett's. Now, this is the pan that I first started off with 31 years ago. It's the Arizona Gold King, and you can see there's just 3 fine riffles here with a gravity trap in the bottom. As you swirl the material around in the pan, all the heavies get caught in the stop in the bottom of the pan in the gravity trap, and you very rarely do you lose gold. I've found just over 10 ounces in my time as a gold panner with this pan. Now, bear in mind the Arizona Gold King, 3 riffles with a gravity trap. Here's something very similar, much more modern design. This is in hard plastic, and pardon me, this is what happens when you get out panning in all winds and weathers. End up with coughs, colds, and chesty coughs. But yeah, this is the what's called the Gold Saver. Again, a couple of small traps and a very narrow gravity trap in the bottom there. Now, yes, it works, but not as efficiently as the Arizona Gold King. Unfortunately, the Gold King you can no longer buy. If you happen to find one, snap it up, and I guess you'd be paying 30 quid and upwards for an Arizona Gold King. It is a classic piece of gold panning kit. One of the more latest designs is this. It's based on the Trinity pan with a slight difference. You can see you got about 7 rough riffles here for doing your roughing out, and then a whole series of very fine riffles. I don't know whether you can pick that up on the camera, but very fine riffles there for doing your fines with. So it's like 2 pans in one. Roughing out down to when you got your concentrates, turn it round, do your concentrates then through the fine material. Now, my favourite pan is the Garrett Super Sluice. Whacking great pan, a very greedy pan. And you can see it's just got 2 whacking great riffles in there, 17mm, and it's rare that you lose anything out of that, but it is a very greedy pan. But that's the pans sorted out.